Real talk, the Metaphor Messiah, man. I got this one. Let's go. You ever seen the morning star? Mr. Metaphor Messiah, back to show you who we are. I represent a legacy, a pothead like the 70s, a different kind of mind. They say we only speak in melodies.
What's going on, everyone? Welcome back to the channel. It is your boy, Dead on Dave, coming at you live from Germany. What's going on, man? How you guys doing? It's Dead on Dave Live, and look, I know what you're thinking, like, who's the interview, you fat piece of garbage? Well, there is no interview. I couldn't find a appropriate one for you guys. Not the level that you deserve. Didn't look all that hard either. I'm tired. Tired, and I'm just not digging them down. But that's all right, because here's the reality. I feel like we haven't talked in a while. Just you and me, us together, melding our minds, combining our souls, asking all those questions that you know you need to ask. Maybe some that you shouldn't ask. Who knows? We're going to find out today because it is Yo Show. I don't even have an opening topic. I don't have anything that's driving me crazy. Maybe a little bit. Maybe I got a little bit of like, I wish people would shut the fuck up. You know, it's like, okay, I'm actually really happy that John Scarce is back on YouTube. I believe it or not, I know that I criticized him a little bit for leaving for 2 months. And yeah, we're going to have him on Catch 33 and we're going to talk about all that. And that's great and fine and dandy. So you would think that I probably would like shit all over his content. But the reality is, for a long time, I really liked John. I liked Scarce a lot because to me, he seemed like the clear alternative to everything else that was out there. He was different. And I thought really that he was a genuinely good person. Now, over the course of time, I changed my opinion on that based off a myriad of factors. However, since he has come back, all that notwithstanding, since he has come back, his videos have been better. Well, except for the last one where he kind of went back to typical scarceness, like the scarce that we saw before he came back. He's kind of went back to it. So I wanted to clarify a little bit on that. By the way, Captain Kirsch in the chat just popped in to say hi. Can't stay. Miss you, Dave. Oh, I miss you too. Oh, my Captain Kirsch. And a big shout out to everybody else who's here as well. Luna Blarp, Zion, Lucas, Jade, Xanta, all the Shanae, Bombquisha, JJ, Rufus, and DM. You know who we talking about. Everybody's up in here. How you guys doing? But what I'm saying with the whole Scarce thing is I'm glad that he's back. And I'm not shitting on his content because I feel since he's been back, he's been really good. However, it seems like the scope of drama that used to be around was so... There was actual, like, real substance to the drama. And now, even the stuff that's Scarce is reporting, and even though he's doing a really good job on it, all the stories are the same. They all blend together. If it's not a Jake Paul video, which right now everything seems to be, it's on the most frivolous of fucking drama. Basic shit talking during people's live streams and things like that. And for some reason, I guess it's because there was this long layoff period in YouTube drama where there was nothing. So all the people who were really fiending for it, the people who were subbing to these drama channels and such in mass and these big droves, they were starving. They needed this to like feed whatever fucking weird hole that is inside of them. And that's no judgment. Everybody has weird things to be filled and you get it filled, and there's nothing wrong with that. However, it seems like now they've been starved for so long of anything of real, true fucking substance that this petty drama is enough to just give it to him and go fucking crazy. And that's why every little thing that Jake Paul does, which by the way, I'm not even 100% fucking convinced that it's all legit, to be completely honest. I'm just saying. And yet you have all of this and then people seem to be eating up at the moment. But then there are creators who are kind of trying to break the mold and doing things that are the fake versions of the real stuff and kind of getting shit or ignored for doing it. They're creating content. Jamie Pine is a pure example of this. Jamie Pine has changed his content completely. Now, a lot of people have criticized him a little bit for what he did on this channel and all of that. But I have no problem with it. As a wrestling guy, as a guy who really does value entertainment, I don't mind any of that. I don't mind creating something that's not real, but is perceived to be so in the name of entertainment. I don't think it hurts anything. I don't think it devalues any real life stuff, especially when all the real stuff is actually damaging people. It's damaging reputations. People are threatening to take legal action against each other. There's so much shit that's going on right now. There are people threatening to dox each other, to kick each other's asses. I mean, the shit that's going on between Sniper Wolf and FaZe Banks, the little that I actually was able to sit through without almost fucking gagging because of the sheer depravity of the entire situation, it's repulsive. And I'm not saying that you should be above it. No, it's not exactly what I'm saying. What I'm saying is, why the fuck do we care so much? Are people that starved? Are they that missing that blackness of TMZ? I don't understand. I guess I'm confused by it. And maybe it's because I have found something higher in my life, like Pokemon, to fill my time and fill that hole that I so desperately need filled. I don't know what it is, but it is kind of bizarre that all the fucking videos are going back to the way they were, where everything's the same. Everything's the same. And we spent so many months, it seemed like everybody between I'm Alex and Leon and even the bigger ones, you know, Kavos, the way he's been growing, it's been pretty remarkable. VWQ, all these guys, all the bitching was that everything was the same. And now it seems to be, in the past month, everything's going right back to the cookie cutter, same fucking formula. Is it because the adpocalypse has kind of subsided? So all the things that they said during that time was bullshit because now the money's back. Fuck the values that they were trying to preach and fuck the quality that they were trying to preach that we were going to go to. I don't know. But it seems like everything's going back to the way it was because maybe some of the money is getting back. I don't know. It wouldn't surprise me because, again, it always goes back to the definition of YouTube and the fact that people are so young. A lot of these people are so young and they really don't know how to respect what they have or even understand what they have. So they go back to what they know. This makes money. I do this. This community has got that problem. It's an image problem and it's pretty fucking apt. I don't know what it is. I guess I'm just kind of, I'm almost getting tone deaf to the entire thing. I can't tell one story from the other. I'm really getting into watching a lot of people kind of go against the grain, and the people who were getting chastised in the past for doing the things that people weren't liking as much, like, I don't know, being more themselves, whatever that may be. I'm kind of enjoying that a little bit more than the constant bickering and back and forth, even if some of the people who are doing that have been kind of responsible for the bickering at times. I don't know. It's just, the whole thing is kind of weird to me, but yet commentary is going through another boom period. If you're looking at the numbers, Keemstar, his fucking subs are going through the roof right now. Scarce, I haven't checked his numbers, but his numbers on his videos, I don't know his sub numbers, but since he's returned, Jesus Christ, he's 1.5 million every video essentially until yesterday, where he double uploaded and everybody kind of like, double upload, you know, the terrifying words. But Kavos, when that whole drama with Tommy happened, Kavos was like at 25,000 subs. He just passed the 100,000. And by the way, Kavos has become one of the few commentators that I actually can listen to without wanting to stab myself in the fucking face. I just like the way he presents stuff. It's not that the topics that he's doing are so much more magnanimous or better or cleaner than anybody else's, but his presentation is cleaner. His thoughts are a little bit more, I like his presentation better. I like him. So there's a little bit of a boom period happening again. And I think people are going to jump back into it. And that's why it's kind of seeming like some of the content that was starting to be created, some of the people who were going in different directions are kind of coming back. And that's a little disconcerting. Not surprising by any stretch of the imagination, but a little disconcerting. It's a little weird. I don't know. It's just something I kind of wanted to talk about and get your guys' vaginas and buttholes all puckered and wet before we go right into your calls, because it's your show today. I don't have a title. I don't have anything. I just want to know what you guys got going on. So we're opening up everything. You want to call in on Skype? You call in on Skype. David Vancura, DavidVancura. And of course, that number 702-751-2902. By the way, the number is going away because it just doesn't get used anymore. Since I don't do the live reaction and live reviews on wrestling, it doesn't really make a lot of sense to have it around anymore because it doesn't really get used in these shows. Not since we do so much with the Discord, which We're also taking calls on. If you want to jump into the old Discord, come on, go into waiting to call, and we're going to take your questions, your comments, your hopes, your dreams, your quips, your quotes, your likes, your loves, and so much more. First question that I see right up in here. Christian Nielsen says, when did you first start YouTube? I've been podcasting for about 6 years now. But for the first 3, I was everywhere but YouTube. Never really got a foothold anywhere, but I didn't want to go to YouTube. About 3 years ago, September 21st exactly, will be 3 years. I started up on the old YouTubes and been kind of just grinding away ever since. So there you go. Let's go up into the Discord and start there. You can also call in Skype like we said, and that'll be great. Love to hear from you. Let's start with the funniest name in the chat. Let's go with the Negro Ninja. You're live with Dead on Dave. Unmute your microphone and give it to me, Daddy. Oh, this is depressing. Come on, you got the funniest name, but you can't unmute your microphone. How sad is that? Oh, maybe he is here. Negro Ninja, are you here? Oh, come on, don't fuck it up. You got this. I feel it. I know you got it. Come on. All right, we'll try you again in a minute. Let's go to a guy that I know that worked yesterday. Let's go to Vanguard. You're live with Dead on Dave. What do you got?
How's it going?
What's crack-a-lackin', dude? I'm bringing you back today. I had you yesterday, but I'm bringing you back specifically today because I love your fucking voice. Love it.
Thank you.
Love it.
I love it too.
It's some sexy shit, dude. What do you got for me, mate?
What have I got? Well, I didn't really know what to ask. So I'm going to ask you, what's your favorite kind of video that you like to make?
My favorite type of video?
Yeah, like is it your interviews or is it your...
It's tough because at my core, I'm probably best suited to interview. I love interviewing. I've always been fascinated by it.
I think you should interview me.
What do you do? I used to do interviews of just everybody. But if you go back to my channel, I used to do in the early days, I would interview viewers. I found something fascinating about it, but I quickly found out that most people are fucking boring. It's just the reality. Most people are fucking boring.
Truth. So, I kind of do like response videos.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, that's what
cool.
I do.
But you know, and maybe I can interview you. Who knows? We'll see. I think a guy like you might even be better for something else I've done in the past. A random 5. Where I like to just ask 5 random questions. It's a shorter interview. It's much cleaner. I like it a lot. So maybe we can do that one day.
That sounds fun. I'll send you a friend request on Discord later.
Sounds good. All right, hit me up on. If I'm not following you on Twitter now, hit me up there as well, and we'll make sure that we link up.
Sure.
But
sounds good.
I'm also a huge. I've become really big into the video game, just doing it every day. I've always done video game stuff since the beginning of my channel, but never consistently. And now doing it every day, I've fallen in love with it. I've fallen in love because I could do what I do here, but I could also play my video games.
Yeah, it's a great mix.
It's just a fun little mix.
Like you're having just as much fun as the viewer.
Right. And
I work while you play.
I love talking to you guys. I love hearing what's going on in the chat. I interact so much with the chat. Most of the time I fuck up the game. But it's fun. So those are probably my 2 favorite things to do. But interviews is probably right up there at the top.
Have you seen people like speedrunners? Like, like constantly talking to the chat. I'm like, you're fucking superhuman.
I don't know how they do it. I don't know how they do it because the amount of focus you have to do a speedrun. I couldn't even speedrun Mario. Mario 1.
I just play Dark Souls 3 normally, and I'm just like, I can't read the chat. I'm sorry.
Well, yeah, you were playing Dark Souls 3. That might be the reason why. Jesus Christ.
That's definitely why.
Why don't you just try Ninja Gaiden Black and just fucking off yourself? I mean, Jesus Christ.
I cry every time.
I'm sure.
Yeah.
What else you got for me?
Tears are literally streaming down my face.
Oh, I'm sorry. What was that?
I said the tears are literally streaming down my face.
I can imagine. Let's just pick some of the hardest games humanly possible. By the way, Paul Dickens, he keeps spamming it, so I'm going to go in and answer it. Dave, got a question. Well, he actually says question mark because he's fucking lazy. Write out the entire question, you douche. How many licks does it take to get to the center of the Tootsie Pop? Now, the reason why I'm answering this question, most people are probably like, Dave, why would you answer this? Well, it's because it's ironic. It's weird. There's something very strange. It's the exact same amount of licks as it takes to get to the center of my butthole. Have fun with that, Paul Dickens, and think about your fucking life choices.
I think that's a proposition. Paul
well,
Dickens.
It always is. It always is.
Should meet up at the next VidCon.
Hit me up. Here's my room key, player. What else you got for me, Vanguard? Anything else?
Yeah, thanks for having me on again.
Hey, no problem, man. Anytime.
Like there's nothing better than a content creator. Like, you're at that point where, like, you do get a lot of viewers, but you can still interact with everybody.
Yeah, I'm hoping I'm going to be able to continue to do that because I plan on growing. I mean, maybe I'm not. I could be completely deluded, but I plan on growing. And as I do that, I want to continue the relationship that I have with the fans, because this is that's what I have, you know?
Yeah, like speaking of growing, I hit 1,200 subscribers a few days ago.
Congratulations. Yeah. Congratulations.
Like the first 100 subscribers are easily the hardest fucking thing ever.
It's a grind, man.
Like when you literally get no views.
See, I was very lucky
to grow.
I was very lucky when I started. I started with the Joe Cronin Show, so I had a built-in audience from he had like 15,000 subs when I was with him, and people kind of came over to me. And then one night I got really lucky. He couldn't do the show, and he actually had me do the show on my channel, and I grew like 250 subs that night. So I got very fortunate with that, and we just kept kind of going from there. I left there after about a year, and fired me twice, but still, just kept going after that, and then here we are. And got lucky we catch 33.
My lucky break was probably when I made this really shitty Gmod video about baited, and Colossal liked it, and everybody who followed him on Twitter saw the video. Like, I went from about 83 subs to about 300 and something.
Yeah.
Yeah, so that's how I kind of kick-started it a little bit.
It's always fun to go back to the origins of that thing that first gives you that first pop, that first one that gets you addicted to it. Because when you get that first big pop, you're like, let's keep going.
Like just totally euphoric. Because I've got to make more. This is fucking awesome.
It's pretty damn
I'm
great.
having fun. These guys are having fun watching me.
That's why I try not to overthink it too much. You know, there was a time where I was thinking about like changing the content and maybe doing something that was a little bit more trendy, but I wouldn't have enjoyed it. I have to enjoy what I'm doing. I'm miserable all the time. I'm in constant pain. If I'm not enjoying what I'm doing, then what the fuck is the point?
Yeah.
You know, so. All right, Vanguard, let me get some of these other questions. I appreciate it, buddy.
Yeah, sure.
Link up, man, and I will definitely have you on. We'll do like a 5 random questions or something.
Ooh, nice. Thank you.
No problem, bud. Take it easy.
Yeah, you too.
Good stuff. I was going to bring back in the Negro Ninja, but he didn't show back up. That's unfortunate. Jeff the Huffman's up in the chat. It's okay, Dave. My interview will shoot you to Jake Paul levels. That's right. That's right. Luna Blarb says, one day I'll call in and totally break, Dave. I'm looking forward to that. Real Talk Metaphor Messiah is in the chat. What's the word, guys? The word is copious. The word of the day is copious. Remember that word. Use it in a sentence, and don't forget to try to define it. Let's go into, let's bring in a president. Let's bring in a president of the United States of America. Former president, I should say. Teddy Roosevelt. You're live with that on Dave. Fucking Jesus. All right, I'm going to Skype because you depress me. All right, let's try Ryan. Ryan, oh wait, yeah, I'm hearing myself in the background. Ryan.
What's the word?
I was wondering, what's your favorite Pokemon game?
Well, before we do any of that, you got to turn down the stream. It sounds like you did. Ryan, go ahead. What's your question?
What's your favorite Pokemon game?
My favorite Pokemon game was, for the longest time, Yellow. Pokemon Yellow was my jam, and now I got to be honest, it's Sun and Moon. I love the latest generation. I've had so much fun with it. The charm is back to Pokemon. I love it.
Also, my last question is, what was your first Pokemon game you ever played?
Pokemon Blue, way back on the old Nintendo brick. I still had a Nintendo brick at the time.
Pokemon Pearl.
Pearl was yours? Oh, that's awesome.
Yep, that's where I started.
How old are you?
I'm actually 17.
You's a baby.
All right, thank you.
All right, man, no problem. Thanks for calling in, buddy. I ain't taking no unknown phone number. If you're not unknown phone number trying to call me, you're shit out of fucking luck. Unless you hit me privately and let me know who you are. All right, since some people in the chat are not working properly, let's go to someone that I know always works. It's the goddess. The one, the only. Casey's. What's going on, beautiful?
So Teddy Roosevelt is there. The Negro Ninja apparently was talking, and then you just couldn't hear him, but his phone's going to die, so he had to go away. I don't know what happened with Teddy. He put in chat immediately after moved to Mike, going dead on Dave. ...
It's not my fucking problem. I like 15 seconds.
I know.
You don't answer in 15 seconds, you can eat it.
Yeah, I just meant you have to not be muted when he pulls you in.
Right.
So Dave.
Yes, dear.
How many licks to get to the center of your butthole?
Well,
it was right after you said that I went into the waiting to call, and I was just like, I'm just going to be one of those dicks that asks this.
well, this is where it gets even more convoluted, because it all depends on the length of your tongue and how badly you want to get there. So really, that's a question you have to ask yourself. You have to reflect inside. How badly do you want to get to the center of the copious butthole?
So bad. I'm not even.
I almost threw up, and it's my butthole that we're talking about. Holy shit, crazy.
I've been spending, I think, 2 hours trying to get a tower in Legend of Zelda, so I can know where I'm going, so I can dress up as a girl and get into a town.
Cross-dressing
Legend
is
of Zelda
a
Breath
staple
of the
of any
Wild,
game.
everyone.
I gotta play it. It's the one thing that's like, I want Pokemon. You know, I'm waiting for the Pokemon game to come out for it next year, but I'm trying to hold myself. Like, don't. I want it. I want the Switch, but it's like over here, it's €330. It's $330.
Yeah.
It's a lot of money to spend for one game, and especially because all I'm still doing all the time is playing Pokemon. So I'm gonna get it eventually. It's gonna happen. I just gotta.
Yes, it will happen.
Just like,
I still have no idea where I'm supposed to be going.
just wander around till you find where you're supposed to go.
Yes. I think Teddy wants another try. Jeff with a new hat. I think he's ready. I think he's excited to call in.
Okay, cool. Thank you for being so proactive within those guys. I appreciate that. You are the best.
Oh,
as
it's
always.
just because I opened Discord because I had notifications and I seen it and I was like, oh.
Well, I appreciate that. You have any more questions?
When are you moving to Ireland again?
Whenever you have the room to take me in.
I mean, I have a spare room in my house right now.
I might be booking a flight. We'll never know. All right, Casey. I'll talk to you later.
Bye.
Bye, Goddess. Good stuff. The Goddess, the one, the only. Goddess Casey. Jeff with the new hat apparently is pretty damn excited. Let's bring in Jeff with a new hat. You're live with Dead on Dave. What do you got?
Hello.
Hello. What are you jingling? You're jingling something, and it's kind of exciting. Is that like a bunch of dildos? What is that? Metal dildos? You freaky person, you.
That's just how my life is, you know.
I don't blame me. What do you got for me, buddy?
No, so one question that I had to ask. I wasn't able to listen to whatever you've been saying recently because I only have my phone, so I have no idea what you talked about. So, no, one thing I wanted to ask you was, the whole situation with Jake Paul.
Yeah.
The fact is, everybody who keeps talking about Jake Paul, that just keeps bringing him up, giving him more attention.
Sure.
How would you properly take care of the situation?
You don't. There is no properly take care of it. I mean, look, it's the same thing with any celebrity who's ever been, who has continued to get fame and notoriety for bad reasons. That's the thing about fame. It's a double-edged sword. The logic part of your brain is saying, okay, all we got to do is ignore this fucking asshole and it'll eventually go away. But the reality is the other part of you is clicking on links. The other part of you is retweeting things. The other part of you is watching videos that have their names in the title. It's counterproductive. It's impossible just to turn it off. Because it is captivating to an extent. Train wrecks and fucking people falling from grace and inevitably climbing back up. It's what humanity's all the fuck about. We like to see people climb to a fucking level that's beyond our stature. And then we love to watch them fall the fuck down and show they're just every bit as human as we are. And then because we're sick, weird people, we cheer for them to have a second chance. We're very weird species, man. Fucking humans are strange, but it's what we love. It's the most natural form of entertainment because it's something that we can connect with. It's something we can aspire to in some sense. It's fucked up.
All right. So basically, just the situation is, don't
enjoy the ride. That's really it. I mean, like, if you don't want to feed into it, you have the power of choice to not feed into it. And hopefully some more people over time are going to be like, well, this guy's a fucking douche nozzle, not even worth any time to continue to listen to. And then if that happens, it'll die down. It always does. Nobody stays at this nuclear level of heat forever. Everybody cools off. Everybody goes away. Everybody thought a year and a half ago that goddamn Leafy and Grade, that drama was going to continue to go on forever. Nobody even talks about him anymore because it doesn't matter as much. But now there's Jake Paul. There's always someone else. So either the heat of Jake Paul is going to die down, or somebody's going to fuck up even more to be a bigger story.
All right. That's all I wanted to ask.
No worries at all, man. Thanks a lot. I appreciate the question.
Thank you for answering.
No problem. Have a good night. Good stuff. Big shout to the chat. We got all kinds of people. Guncannon. How do you take care of Jake Paul? Simple. Throw something hard and heavy at his head and tell him to cut the shit. Yeah, ain't going to work with an entitled fucking doucher. And fortunately, that's not how it works. But could be a lot of fun. Joe Lee is done. This channel is full cringe. I know, right? Isn't it great? And you're here. Oh, what a loser. If I thought something was so full cringe, I would never be caught dead in its fucking comment section. Tear. All right, let's take another call. Let's go. Let's try Teddy Roosevelt. Theodore Roosevelt, you're live with Dead on Dave once again. What do you got?
Hey, I was asking, what's with those hats in the back? Like, what's the green one?
Oh, well, that is the copious hat collection, my friend. It's something we've been doing for a very long time. The green one, I'll go ahead and throw it on for you.
You do a door giveaway. 1, 2, 3.
There are actually videos
Everyone
out
spam
there.
Gavin the Jet. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3.
All right. Oh, you trolled me? Aw. Isn't that cute? Aw. Do you have anything else? Do you have anything, like, funny? Really? Really? That lame? Really, dude? Come on. Say the N-word. Call me fat. Do something. Oh, God. You're so sad. Aw. Bye. Isn't that cute? Oh, my God. How cute was that? Oh, good Lord. He was so nervous to troll. He actually asked about my hat collection. And because I'm the type of guy, I answered. He's got nothing. Oh, it's you. You're Jolie. Oh, isn't that cute? And now you know what's even worse? Now you're going to get fucking blocked by a guy you think is cringe. Isn't that funny? Aw, so cute. I love it. I love when the retards come out to play. It's so damn cute. All right, let's go ahead and throw in Mr. Cake Dragon Man. What's going on? You're live with Dead on Dave.
Oh, shit. Hey there, Dave.
Yeah.
How are you doing today?
I am freaking fantastic.
I didn't think I would actually get you on here. I was editing something for a convention I'm going to.
Oh, well, didn't I get you on the other day? Oh, turn my shit down in the back. Or turn whatever down that's in the back, please.
No, you did. Oh, yeah. Hold on 1 second.
Yeah.
Sorry about that.
Yeah.
Watching videos. Anyway, just a few things. I just want to say congratulations for hitting 8,500 subs on YouTube.
Yeah, I've been stuck there for a while.
I know. I just wanted to add more to the pain. You know how I am.
Right.
Anyway.
Yeah, stick your salty finger right in my hole. We ain't gonna be there for long though. We're coming back up. We're gonna hit it. We're gonna hit a second win. I believe it. Or I'll cry. I'll cry myself to sleep.
I legitimately enjoy your content.
Thank you.
And also, can we just talk about how Battleground was such a shit show?
Oh God, I didn't even want to say its name. But yes, it was. I didn't I was purposely avoiding it. Like I was avoiding it. Yeah, absolutely. I was avoiding all of it. I didn't want anything to do with it because it was such a bad show. It was such.
You were just like, oh, maybe no one's gonna talk about Battleground. And it's like Mr. Cake. Oh, I'll bring him on. I was like, hey, remember Battleground? You're like, ah, fuck.
It was really bad. It just that it wasn't bad. It was so bad.
It was so boring.
It really was. None of it made sense.
I honestly did I will give them this. I liked the Pujami prison match, but then the Great Khali had to come in and ruin everything. It's like, God.
Yeah, I didn't like the prison match either up until right into the Khali thing.
Khali, everything he touches turns to shit. Like his world title reign.
Yeah.
Oh, God. Anyway, before I go, because I do have a question for you.
Hit me up.
Regarding the whole Jake Paul situation, I have to agree with the whole don't feed into the statistics with all of his bullshit because he is going to thrive on people making videos about him. And I was actually considering doing a video on him in a small YouTuber's like in my perspective, the whole situation But I'm afraid if I do that, then I'll look like an even bigger asshole because, again, I am feeding into it, even though it's not that much of an audience.
Well, let me ask you a question.
Well,
let me ask you a question. I think it's really simple. Are you interested in it? Does it interest you? Does Jake Paul interest you? You can answer it honestly. You can totally answer it honestly.
He does. He does interest me because of the fact that literally even voice actors are like, "Wow, this guy's a fucking asshole." Like it's just so mind-boggling that this kid gets to fucking do all this shit and gets all this fame, where I know people that have like hundreds of subscribers that have gone to like theater, that have gone into like video editing classes and tutorials in college, don't get anything, and they put like 110% work in it, and it just pisses me off.
Well, look, if it's something that interests you and you're passionate about it and you feel you have a perspective on it that really hasn't been represented, then I say 100% make the video. It doesn't matter if you get shit for making the video. It doesn't matter if you get blamed for continuing on the Jake Paul train. That doesn't matter. What matters is if your version of your truth, your perspective gets out there and you feel good about your video, you fucking make that video. Defend it. Don't let anyone tell you not to.
Oh, okay. Oh, definitely. Definitely. All right, it was good talking to you, Dave.
Hey, no problem, man. You got anything else for me?
I'd like to promote myself, but I'm not going to do that.
You know
on
what?
Your show.
No. You know what? You gave me a fantastic call. You've absolutely earned the right to go ahead and promote yourself. I have no problem with that. Go ahead and tell the kids where they can find you.
Oh shit! All right then. You can find me. I'll probably link it in Super Chat or whatever. You can find me at the Last Kick Game, youtube.com/user/LastKickGames, or you can just find John Cena Bitching His Magic, a video where I just shit on John Cena's character. I talk positively about him from 2000 to 2004, but then after that, I just constantly just shit on him. That video took 2 years to make because I needed my facts straight and everything. And even then, I'm pretty sure I fucked up on a few things. But yeah, just find me on social media. Just find me at Mr. Cake Dragon Man on Twitter and Facebook. And if you're in Fort Lauderdale, I will be at SuperCon, Florida, hosting 2 panels about YouTube and one about the worst match ever.
Oh, good stuff.
And yeah, thank you so much, Dave. I hope to see you as a subscriber.
No problem at all, man. Hit me up on Twitter with the link to your channel. I'll make sure that I'm not only subscribed, but I'll retweet your shit as well. Thanks a lot, man. I appreciate it. And oh, by the way, Raw was fucking awesome last night. I don't give a fuck.
Raw was fucking great.
It was
Raw
great.
was fantastic.
Loved it. All right, man. Talk to you soon.
I loved when Enzo got the shit kicked out.
Oh, I know, right? Because it was fucking that. I was like, yes, fuck him up. And then Big Show got fucking taken down by Cass too. I love that. I thought the show was really good. I thought the show was really, really solid last night. Oh, he left. Fuck. My bad. I was going to keep talking to him. I didn't know I was going to throw him away there. I was going to keep going and give me good stuff. Darius R., you're live with Dead on Dave. What do you got? Darius, you're live with Dead on Dave. All right, well, Darius died. That's unfortunate. All right, we are taking your calls on Skype. David Vancura, DavidVancura. And, of course, that number 702-751-2902. You can also jump into Waiting to Call on Discord if you have anything you want to talk about. Hey, you know what? We'll even open up Pokemon cards for the rest of the show. If you guys just for some reason want to see some Pokemon cards open, I have a whole bunch here, both German and English. Every $5 we get in donations, we'll open that out as well. Just have a good fun time tonight. So, unfortunately, my dear sweet Jade Rabbit is sick. Oh, she's sick and not feeling good. So everybody throw a little bit of love to Jade Rabbit. Hopefully she'll feel better throughout the night. She's not feeling great, and that's unfortunate. Kirsty Graham in the chat says, Raw was so good. I agree. It was pretty damn good. Pretty damn good. I enjoyed it. The wrestling was good. Everything about it I felt worked. Nothing was thrown away. Apparently Darius is ready, so let's bring back in Darius. You're live with Dead on Dave. What do you got?
Sorry about that. I literally forgot to put my mic down, so I'm a retard. Anyways, you know your old, you were like, hey, we could do interviews or whatever. One of your old episodes, you did like a toll before they asked a question where you asked them a question. You could sort of do that again. That was kind of cool.
Oh, yeah, pay the toll. Yeah, I was thinking about maybe doing that again. It's fun. I like doing that. But the thing is, most people are boring. You know?
Yeah.
It's like you run out of things to ask them because the answer is always going to be the same. And I'm not even trying to like be mean when I say that. But when you've been doing this for a long time and you start and you ask the same question to viewers and callers and people, you kind of always get the same answer, and it's disconcerting. So you've got to find different and interesting ways to try to keep the conversation going, whether it be by doing something wacky or silly, or sometimes going overly sexual when you shouldn't, or just coming up with a weird song or a ditty, or getting Gizmo out and fucking throwing him into the camera. You got to find all kinds of different things to do. So it can be difficult to just simply ask a question to a random caller because you know you're going to get the same thing all the time. It makes me work harder, and I'm lazy.
Just throw on another conductor hat. You'll be good.
Thank you. Good advice. That's information for life right there, kids.
Yeah. And then the whole Jake Paul doxing Post Malone thing.
Yeah.
Right. He's been doing so much dumb shit for like months on end. Do you think he's eventually going to get caught with something? Because if Post Malone wasn't such a nice guy, he could have just literally sued his ass for every cent he owns.
Yeah, more than likely. But here's the thing. Even when a hammer gets dropped on guys like this, and we've seen it in other celebrity in the past, it typically doesn't stick. And usually it takes till 25, 26 for these people to ever learn their fucking lessons and kind of grow up anyway. So I don't know what's going to happen with Jake Paul. Honestly, I think the best thing that could happen to Jake Paul is somebody kick the ever-loving shit out of him. If somebody just beats the brakes off this guy, it might be the best thing that ever happened to him, because I wonder if he's ever fully been punched in the face for real by somebody who just wants to shut his suckhole. Because when that happens, it kind of changes you fundamentally, and maybe that's exactly what he needs.
Yeah, the whole age excuse, like, okay, if you're 20 years old, you can spray graffiti on something. You can piss in a bucket. I don't give a damn. Yeah. But consistent douchebaggery, that's... You're getting a little on the fence there, bud.
Well, it all depends on what type of age you are, you know, because a 20-year-old who lives in a frat house is much different from a 20-year-old who had to move out at 16 and kind of grow up in a different environment. Entitlement is more important and more, I think, detrimental to development than anything else. When you are entitled and you stop respecting the things that you have and stop appreciating how you got there and all of that, and everything just becomes kind of second nature and how it's supposed to be for you because you're special, that's a way bigger problem than anyone's age ever can be. I've met 40-year-olds who live like that. I've met 30-year-olds who've lived like that. And I've met 16-year-olds who are so down to earth and grounded because all they do is grind and fucking work, and they appreciate everything they have. So it's more about environment, upbringing, and sensibilities than it ever is about age.
Yeah.
All right, Darius, anything else, buddy?
Nope. Have a good one.
You too, bud. I appreciate the call. Let's go ahead and here's a guy I always love talking to because he's got such a wonderful voice and a great outlook on life. The one, the only, Critical Mess. What's going on, pal? You're live with Dead on Dave.
Hello, everyone. I hate Jake Paul. He's an and you're right about that. He is incredibly entitled, and I think H3H3 nailed it on the head. He's the kind of person who's had nobody ever say no to him.
Yeah.
So he's the kind of guy who like sets fire to mattresses in his backyards, spies on his fucking neighbors, just doxes people and gets away with this incredibly just terrible shit. Yeah. And he just thinks it's okay. Like, he thought that Post Malone actually liked him instead of him just like uninvitedly coming over to his house and just doxing his location and doing all sorts of illegal shit.
You know, the funny thing about it is it's not even the sense of entitlement. It's because of how many different levels of entitlement there are. It's crazy because a lot of times when somebody's entitled, they're entitled because maybe they're good looking and people don't tell them no because of that reason. So they have a reason to be entitled because of the fact that everyone just, oh, they're really attractive. Okay, we're going to give them a pass. Sometimes it's because they have a lot of money. Sometimes it's because they've had a lot of good breaks. This guy has all of that rolled into fucking one. He's like a super beast of entitlement. It really is a special case, and I think that's why it's so extreme. I don't think there is any acting with Jake Paul. I think this is Jake Paul. I think this is exactly who he is. How he represents himself, I don't think it's a product of I'm doing it for views, I'm doing it for lulz. This is who he is, and it's why he's so all over the place. And like I said, sometimes something like that just has to get his ass kicked. And I'm not inciting violence on him, but sometimes getting slapped in the face is the best thing, even if it's metaphorically. It's the best thing that can happen to people. It grows you to fuck up.
Yeah, some people when their kids like have this entitlement phase where they just like think they deserve everything and just get incredibly entitled by everything. Most people actually grow up, have discipline, and learn to respect people and other people's possessions, belongings, locations, all that sort of stuff. But then some people end up getting too rich, too famous. Nobody tells them no, and then they just keep that attitude throughout their entire life.
Absolutely.
And it's just it even happened to people like Justin Bieber. He
yeah,
did some completely weird shit in his 20s, and
shit from basically from 16 till hell yesterday, because he just did something else a couple of days ago.
Oh god.
It is what it is. It's weird. Everyone lies, says I'm from Ohio, I blame Ohio. You know what? You might be right about that. You might be on something.
When it comes to the age thing, I'm 20.
Right.
And I'm fucking nothing like him. It's not a fucking excuse he's being 20.
No, it's not. I think you can make that excuse to an extent. I think when you get above 18, the excuses start to stop. But age does have something to do with it, only for the fact that you haven't lived long enough, potentially, to have that awakening moment. Sometimes, even when you are entitled at a young age, it does take a little bit longer for somebody to kind of wake you up. And because he's been so protected by so many things, YouTube fame, Disney, his Jake Paulers, the identity, the money, all of it protects him, shields him from all of it. He doesn't hear any of it. God damn, did you see what he fucking wrote about his uncoupling with Disney? What a delusional fucking asshole. I mean,
he is.
Really?
He has so many fucking little fangirls and shit like that, so he has no incentive to actually change his behavior. Because if he stopped doing this crazy shit, then people would stop watching. And he's just being incentivized to be more and more of an asshole. And it's just going to get to the point where he's going to do even more illegal shit.
Right.
He's already got, like, wasn't it eavesdropping that he can be charged with? From spying on his neighbors, and I think they're going to probably press charges on that. I don't know whether it will stick, but he's definitely doing illegal shit.
Sure. It's weird. The whole situation is absolutely bizarre. It's pretty fucking strange. Oh, we got a $1 donation from HXE. Do you know how to dance, Dave? Yes, I do. I know how to boogie. I know how to get down. I don't dance anymore because half my body's crippled, but yes, I can shake a leg a little bit, right, babe? I was a great dancer. You shut your goddamn mouth. I was fucking great. No, I can't dance at all. Not even.
There's one person who's loving this situation, and that is Keemstar.
Sure.
He actually did a double upload yesterday.
Of course.
Most of which involving Jake Paul. I think he's probably done about 8 videos in a row on Jake Paul.
And
if you
Scarce
check Google Trends,
Scarce has done nothing but Jake Paul videos since he's come back.
Oh, yeah.
The thing is, and they're seeing their numbers go fucking through the roof. It's because and this is a little bit of a false security by the commentary community, because the reality is they're not gaining subscribers that are going to last them in a long haul. In 6 months from now, when everybody starts going through another dip, they're not going to be surprised. You know why? Because this situation is going to go away, and those fans of Jake Paul that are coming to, like, let's say 1,000 people are going to the videos. These 1,000 fans of Jake Paul are going to a Keemstar video because the name is being dropped in there, and they want to do what the Jake Paulers do. Call him savage, call him lame, call him whatever, dab on him, whatever they're going to do, right? There's a good percentage of that are probably going to dig what Keemstar likes, or Keemstar does, because it kind of falls into their own sensibilities. So his subs are going fucking through the roof right now. I don't know if it's going to stick. I don't know if it's going to last because of that reason, because eventually it is going to drop off and those subs are going to go away. It's a little bit of a false sense of security, but it is very interesting because there's a huge fucking increase going in the commentary community right now, and it's because of Jake Paul.
This is very good for anyone who makes commentary videos, because they're just able to talk about Jake Paul every single day, and they'll have more content to talk about. I think this is probably part of his strategy. People just won't shut up about him, so he keeps getting more views. He's gonna beat PewDiePie at some point. He's just going insane at the moment.
I don't know if he's I think that there is a finite number. I don't know what it is. I don't see him being a 50 million sub guy. Because even at PewDiePie, the most reprehensible things that PewDiePie has ever done, they don't even go on the Jake Paul metric scale. You know, Jake Paul he's reprehensible, man. And the thing is, he likes he likes this type of attention. He yearns for it. It fuels him. It feeds him. It gives him this sense of empowerment. And God, it's almost like he does feel it's love. Like, this is what is love to him. And that is fucking scary. That's terrifying to me.
Yeah, I've not been inside a high school in several years, and that's a good thing. And I'd imagine that there probably a lot of them are talking about Jake Paul, saying how savage he is, and like talking about the Low Gang and their conflict and things like that. I'd imagine that like that is where the vast amount of his subscribers are coming from. And there are a lot of kids on YouTube. They have a ton of free time, so they're just able to watch all of his videos all the time. He's just going to keep on growing, keep on getting more money. And I don't think his behavior will ever change because it just is very beneficial for him at the moment.
It's for the moment. It's going to be interesting to see what happens when it no longer is. And maybe it's going to happen with an arrest. Maybe it's going to happen with an ass kicking. Who knows? But eventually, somebody's going to not be playing that shit. One day, he's going to be without the things that have protected him for as long as it has. And he's going to run into a really real motherfucker. Whether it be a cop, whether it be a guy in a fucking bar somewhere, eventually it happens to everybody. You win until you don't. Everybody eventually loses. There is not one person who's gone undefeated in life. Not one. Everyone has had a setback, and he'll have his, and it's not going to be fun to watch. It's going to be really
but
tragic.
when it comes to YouTube, it's not exactly drama that kills channels. Just look at Keemstar. Everyone turned up against him, and he still made it out, and he's stronger than ever now.
Keem's a special case. Keem's a special case because look how many restarts Keem has had. He's been in so many different communities. He's restarted so many times. The motherfucker grinds harder than anybody. He is the hardest working person on YouTube. I mean, Jesus Christ, he doesn't stop working. You might not like him as a human being, but that motherfucker grinds, and he'll go into the muck. He will fucking milk the anus of the internet if that's what's going to make him successful. He doesn't have different levels of success. Success is success. Look how fucking he's masturbating to the excitement of all the new subs that he's getting, and he doesn't even give a fuck that it's coming off of one of the most reprehensible fucking topics. One of the darkest things that YouTube has going on ever is Jake fucking Paul, aside from pedophilia and things like that. What Jake Paul's doing is hurting YouTube. It's giving us a black fucking eye, and Keemstar's fucking excited about it because he's growing more than he has in a long time, because success is just success. That's all there is to it. And I kind of respect that. That might have sounded like I was shitting on him. I'm not. That type of grind, that type of commitment, that type of work ethic is fucking admirable. I wish it was a little bit better focused, but my God, is it fucking admirable.
The thing about Keemstar is that people may not like him as a person, but people still find him entertaining. Sure. I still watch him.
Oh, he is entertaining.
And the difference between him and Leafy is like people like Leafy were exposed for having shit content, and that's why everyone stopped watching him. I don't think Jake Paul will have a moment, well, maybe when his fans grow up, maybe when his fans suddenly realize, yeah, maybe I was an idiot for saying I was a Jake Paul or a Low Ganger this entire time. And as soon as those kids grow up, they'll stop watching him, but that'll still take a while. And when those fans grow up, he'll just get new ones. So he'll just get shit tons.
That's the interesting thing, right? Because you think that's going to be the case, and it very well might be. But when kids grow up, time is passing. So the new generation of kids, they're different than the last generation of kids. So they might have completely different sensibilities completely. There's very few people on YouTube, at least over the last 10 years, that truly does have a fan base that grows with them. A lot of the time they have, like with Keemstar, it seems to be there's an endless cycle of replenishment in the same age demographic. PewDiePie seems to have people that grow with him. Same thing with H3H3 and others like that. Markiplier, Jacksepticeye, these type of guys seem to have fan bases that kind of go with them. And there are other people that kind of replenish the same cup, because that's all that they're going to be able to get is this one demographic, whether it be an age or a sensibility range, something like that. That's all they're going to be able to continue to appease and appeal to. I don't know where Jake Paul falls in that. I really don't. Because
Jake Paul, if you look at his fans, if you look at footage from VidCon, it's definitely like 13-year-old girls mainly. Seems like it. It's a lot of kids in high school who watch his content. And that's sort of like the easiest demographics to please. Just have like flashy, fast editing and things like that, and then you'll keep them occupied.
If that's the case, then the answer of his fall is really easy to pinpoint. It's whenever he stops looking cool. The second he stops looking cool, it's over. And he probably knows it. That's why when he was being asked all these questions by a reporter, he didn't answer regularly. He didn't answer honestly. What did he do? He jumped on a fucking news truck like an ape. because he knows he can't look uncool even for a second. The second he does, it rides over. So maybe that's
the thing is, like, he's doing all this shit. Like, we can all look at him and say, like, ooh, that's a very rude thing of him to do. He's pointing at a reporter and shouting, "What are those? What a dickhead!" But his fans are like, "Oh my god, they're so cool. He's savage."
So edgy.
And he's just showing these people who's boss. It's like these people are fanatically supporting him, and he has nothing to gain by being a polite and good member of society.
Yeah.
I feel sorry for his neighbors. Like, they just have shit tons of kids just blocking the road the entire time.
Yeah.
And when he said that when they accused him of trying to murder him, that's just crossing a line.
Yeah. I really see. You notice I don't put Jake Paul in my titles. I don't want to talk about Jake Paul. You guys want to talk about Jake Paul. Everybody's asking me, how the fuck can we stop about Jake Paul? It's you guys who are asking me about him. 4 callers have asked me about Jake Paul in the last 45 minutes. It always comes down to choice. You got him on your mind, and you can't stop talking about him. Now, you want to ask me a question about him? I'm going to answer, because that's what I do. I'm not going to say, fuck off, because I'm not going to be that crotchety old man. And because maybe I can say something that somebody else hasn't already fucking said. I don't know. No idea. But it's you guys that are asking about him. Certainly not fucking me. You don't see a Jake Paul in the title right now.
Yeah, I can't be able to, like, make a video about him because, like, so many people are making videos about him. I'd probably be on, like, page 50, so I get literally no views on it. It's kind of pointless, if I'm honest. Everyone already knows that he's a dickhead.
You're right. I mean, how many different ways can you say the guy's a cunt? Nobody's putting out any new cutting edge goddamn content on him. Nobody's putting out something that's the new smoking gun. Nobody's got a nail in his coffin, because the only one who could do that is Jake Paul when he doesn't look cool anymore. And that's it. So we'll see what happens.
So Keemstar says that he has, like, one of those that he's going to bring out today. I'm going to see what that is, see if it's anything important. But he says that he has, like, big news that he's going to release. I have no idea how good it'll be, but yeah.
Keem tends to oversell this shit a lot. He says a lot of things like that, and it turns out to not be much. But you know what? It's gonna mean views. It's gonna mean hits. It's gonna mean subscriptions. Once again, he doesn't have different levels of success. Success is success, and if the numbers go up, doesn't matter how frivolous the information that he thinks he has truly is. People watched it. That was big fucking news, and he's going to go looking for more of it. It's all perspective. All perspective in the end.
How many more times do you think he'll be swatted? I mean, it's become a meme now.
I don't know. I'm wondering if he's doing it himself. It seems like a sympathy play. It does. It seems like something to keep himself in the news that there's no, I mean, how hard is it to get somebody swatted? It ain't hard. And the fucked up thing about it is, after it's happened this many times, why does it keep happening? It almost feels like there's something else going on, because Jesus Christ, well, how does it keep happening? Eventually you start ignoring those type of threats, or at least you don't react to them the same way. I don't know. It's weird. The whole situation smells wrong to me. It's part of the reason why I stay out of it as much as I can.
Yeah, it's also so fucking vapid to put your address out on the internet and tell people to come to your house.
Did you see him tweet out recently, "Don't come to my house"? Did you see that? I saw him tweet that out. Somebody retweeted it, because I don't follow the cocksucker, but somebody retweeted it and said that somebody goes, he retweeted it and he goes, yeah, don't come to my house, guys. We can't be taking pictures all the. I'm like, you invited him, you cunt.
Yeah,
you told them
he put his address as a business on Google Maps. Seriously, you don't have to do any sleuthing to find his house. Just literally put Team 10 House and you found it.
It probably has a geo marker on it. All you got to do is click the little arrow. You're good to go. Now you're here. All right, you got anything else, Mr. Critical Mess?
That's about it. I just wanted to shitpost about Jake Paul, seeing as he's the top topic at the moment,
right?
And it doesn't look like he'll be stopping anytime soon.
Oh, maybe one day we can all dream. Go ahead and tell the kids where they can find you. You gave me a really good call, and I appreciate that.
My name is Critical Mess on YouTube. If you type in Critical Mess into the YouTube search bar, I'm the one that's not a metal band.
There you go. There you go. All right, man. Take it easy, Critical. Have a good night, buddy.
Have a good one.
He sounds like John Oliver, and he's just sweet as a punim as well. Let's bring in the claws of Xanta, one of my favorite people. What's going on, my friend? You're live with Dead on Dave.
Not much. How about you? How you doing?
Living life, man. Living life. Talking to you guys. Sitting here on YouTube on a nice cold Tuesday evening here in Germany. Things are not too. Could be worse. Could be worse.
Yep.
What do you got?
One thing I want to talk about is actually the one match I enjoyed from Battleground.
Yep.
Is Sami Zayn and the Kanellis match.
Oh yeah. You know what's weird? I didn't like the match, the wrestling. I didn't like all that much until like the last minute and a half. But the antics, loved the antics. Loved what Maria did. I loved all of that. I really love Mike Kanellis' fucking ring attire. Oh, it's so Rick Rude. It's such a callback. It's so wonderful. It's like a perfect marriage between Shawn Michaels and ravishing Rick Rude to me. I fucking love it. It's so bad it's good.
Yeah, but I think it was very good when it was very high pace, like in Sammy's favor.
Yeah,
I always love the high pace stuff.
The ending was great. I loved that was one of the nicest, cleanest haluva kicks I've ever seen Sami Zayn hit. That was nice.
And it was just the sound of it as well. It was
good sound,
quite, something very satisfying.
Maria's reaction to the loss was fucking amazing. I love Maria. I'm a big fan of Maria. I don't like Mike Bennett. Never been a fan of his. I think he's a dangerous wrestler, to be completely honest. I'm not a fan. But I love Maria. I think for the last 5 years, she's been a top 3 heel in all of wrestling. She's fantastic.
Yeah, Maria was really, really good, really entertaining. It's so good.
And she's from Chicago, baby. Yeah, that's our Chicago women right there.
The other thing I wanted to talk about, I'm not going to talk about Jake Paul specifically.
You guys can't. You can't help it. No, you guys can't help it.
No, I'm just saying I'm not going to talk about him specifically. I'm just going to mention it at the start. But entitlement starts in schools these days. Giving out participation medals, everything like that. It's where it all starts. Because if you go telling people they're great, even if they sucked, they're just going to feel, and they get a reward for it, they're just going to think, oh, I did badly in this, so I should get something. And it's just going to bring down the workforce as time goes on. But people will grow out of that over time. But initially, in those first 20 to 30 years, they're still going to be following that.
It's actually even a little bit scarier than you think it is, because what all of those participation ribbons and all of those type of attaboys, even if they're bad, all this not telling somebody that they've ever failed, that has a more dangerous consequence than even what we're talking about. Because what it really does is all the kids that are working hard and are looking at what's happening with those kids, they're losing their drive. They're losing their initiative because they don't need to, because even if they are not good at something, those kids who are not good are still getting just as much praise as they are for excelling. So what's the point of excelling? What's the point of trying to progress? What's the point of being better than the kids who are bad that are getting the exact same perks and benefits as you do? Life used to be fair. If you grind and you were something special, you got treated like you were special. Now you don't. There is no special treatment for anybody who's working, because the same person they don't want to hurt that kid's feelings, so they put them on the same level as those who are excelling. That's the most dangerous thing to me, because there's no more competition. There's no more need to compete.
Yeah, and there's going to be a lower skilled workforce to the end of it. Yeah. Or some people in some cases will go. Yeah,
this shit already happened in the 70s, man. This shit started, that whole movement of protecting feelings. It all started in the goddamn 70s. It was coming off of the fucking hippie era of the 60s. That's where the ideas were fucking being blossomed. In the 70s is where it really hit home. Couldn't tell kids they sucked anymore. Couldn't tell kids that they just weren't fucking good. Lie to them. Who cares? It ain't so bad. They're kids. They'll grow out of it. They'll learn. Well, how could they learn if they're only being lied to? Honesty is very important. I try to tell my kid that she's awful at something at least once a day. It builds character.
It does, definitely. Failing, as Delusional Asshole just said, failure is one of the best things that can happen to you when you're young.
Oh,
And
failure,
it is.
failure is the best thing that can happen to you at any time in your life. You don't
Yep.
learn things off of constant success. Most people who succeed, they had to fail to learn how to succeed. Failure is so important to the process of growing up. It's not even funny. You got to be able to fall. I've told this story before, and I'll tell it again because I think it's important to this. I think the greatest life lesson, and this is not my story. This is from Chris Rock and Jerry Seinfeld. They told a story together once on Comedians in Cars Getting Coffee. The greatest life lesson that anybody could ever learn is if they simply pick up a skateboard and try to do an ollie. It's the most basic trick that you can do on a skateboard, but even the most basic trick that you can do on a skateboard takes you hours to even fucking get a handle of, and you fall hundreds of times trying to achieve it. By the time that you've accomplished it, your ass is bruised, your knees are banged up, but you have learned a really fucking valuable lesson. You've learned a couple lessons. Not only have you learned how to do the ollie, you learned how to persevere. It's one of the most poignant things I've ever heard in my life, and it's about skateboarding. Thank you, fucking Seinfeld and Chris Rock.
Yep. And I love especially what one of the NFL players have done recently. I saw Philip DeFranco talk about it, where he actually, when his kid came home with a participation trophy, he actually went to the school and gave it back.
Oh, wow.
That's something I think is fantastic.
Yeah, I think so.
Yeah, because it shows the kid is like that if you want to get one of those, you've got to win it for real.
Earn it. Earn it.
Yep.
Best thing you can do.
Not just sit there at the sidelines and then get one.
Agreed. You got anything else for me, Mr. Xanta of Claws?
Ooh, that's a good point from Kirsty.
Oh, what did Kirsty say?
Just read the chat. But the college is the highest marks and
qualifications.
Not always.
No, and that's why I should put a question mark at the end of it. I don't know if that's always true. Yeah. It's well, shit. I thought that I had all that fixed, but we are dropping frames. Oh, that blows butt. We might have a little bit of an issue. I don't know.
That sucks.
Well, I'm still talking to you, so it can't be that bad.
Yeah, it's not that bad.
Not overly.
You're not lagging yet.
Okay, that's good. All right, anything else, Mr. Xanta?
No, I just wanted to double check with you. Did you get the video file I sent you yesterday?
I did. I was going to talk to you privately about it, but it needs to be a little bit longer. It cuts off so abruptly. I wasn't able to use it as the intro. I'm trying to figure out how I can integrate it into another video, but I need that.
All right.
I need
I can
the
make
logo.
it even longer.
Well, the logo part, because I've said it a couple times, but I guess I haven't specified the logo part. If you can elongate the logo being created, like pixelizing, elongate that to like 7 or 8 seconds. Around 20 seconds of the song playing is exactly where it needs to be. And if you can do that, that'd be awesome.
Yeah, I can do that right now.
You are the fucking man. Xanta's a great graphic designer. He's doing some great work. I don't know if you're taking any commissions, but if you are and people need some work done for intros and outros and such, I highly recommend Xanta. He's an incredible dude. And he's just, you want to be associated with a guy like Xanta because he's got the right qualities to succeed in life. And it's a pleasure knowing you, my friend.
Thanks, man. It means a lot. And you too.
All right, buddy. You have a good night. We got another caller. Oh, Super Tobes. I haven't talked to Super Tobes in a while. I got to talk to him too.
Yeah, it's been a while.
Let's bring in my buddy, my pal, and hopefully soon to be one day full Canadian, Super Tobes. You're live with Dead on Dave. What do you got? Oh, no, he's dead. No. What happened? Oh, my God. Sci-Fi Guy says, you've learned how not to do an ollie. Yeah. Using the old Edison-ism. That's a good one, Sci-Fi. It's a good one. Trying to wait for Super Tobes to get his shit together and get online. I don't know. Pig's a great question. Why do I get tingles when I look for girls? Hey, guys, how are you? Are you enjoying the stream? ASMR much. It's okay. Super Tobes, you figured this shit out yet? You there? Come on, dude. I wanted to get you on. I wanted to get you off. We'll try to get you back on in a second. Big shout out to everybody in the chat. Make sure you drop a like on the video. Subscribe to the channel if you've yet to do so. Hit me up on the old Twitters. And keep an eye out tonight, throughout the course of the night. Because there might be something that you might want to see from your boy. Who knows? Just throwing that out there. All right, let's try Wolf Girl. Let's see what she has. Wolf Girl, you're live with Dead on Dave. What do you got?
Hello.
Hello.
What's up?
You got all kinds of energy. What's going on?
Hi. What's up?
What's up? What do you tell me? This is a show you're calling in. You got to have something for me, or you gots to go.
I do have a question.
All right.
So, I was going to ask this during the wrestling stream, but my Discord broke.
Oh, that sucks. Yeah.
My question. My brother got VIP tickets to a wrestling match.
Okay.
And it was between some guy named Brock, Randy Orton, John Cena, and The Undertaker.
Oh.
Is it worth going?
Well, The Undertaker currently isn't doing anything. Most people feel he's retired, so I don't know where. I'm not sure how that's going to go down. But anything involving the other three guys, abso-friggin-lutely, anything involving those guys, if he's a wrestling fan, he should be going. Yes, 100%.
Oh, he's going. I'm just wondering if it's worth going along.
Oh, yeah, absolutely. Have you ever been to a wrestling event live?
Nope, nor has my brother.
Oh, it's an
And he likes that stuff.
Even if you're not a wrestling fan, I think going to an event, it's something, it's like going to the circus. It's like going, it really is exhilarating. There's something about it. The crowd, the sounds, the sights, maybe you'll even start to enjoy some of the things that you see in the ring. Absolutely. I highly recommend going.
Plus, as a martial artist, I can relate to some of the stuff they're doing.
Yeah, sure. You'll find something in the violence of it, even if you know that the violence isn't necessarily hurting anybody. Just the athleticism of it. I think it's something that you'll appreciate, especially since you're an athlete yourself in martial arts.
Yeah, that's awesome. Thank you.
No problem at all. You got anything else for me?
Well, I think that's it for me.
Fantastic. I like getting your calls because you always got such a bubbly personality about you. All right, Wolf Girl, you have a good night.
Thank you. You too. Bye.
She's cute. All right, let's bring in Super Tobes. Let's see if he's got his shit together now. Super Tobes, you're live with Dead on Dave. What do you got? Oh, come on, man.
Hi.
Oh,
Hi,
he's
sorry.
here. Holy shit. Super Tobes, what's going on, buddy?
Well, I don't know what to say, really.
You okay?
I just say, oh,
You don't sound good.
Tough couple of weeks. Can't just.
Did you go home?
Ever since I had to, I actually had to. Like, I didn't have a choice in the matter. I actually had to, and it's been nothing but a headache, just an absolute torture. I'm just gonna go ahead and say it: torture, mental torture. Like I just.
I'm sorry to hear that, man. I'm sorry to hear that.
Yeah, I just wanted to hop on and ask you about a few Comic-Con things. I don't know if you were paying attention to any of the Comic-Con.
I have not paid attention to anything that's happened at Comic-Con, and I think that's probably the first time in my life I've ever said that.
Oh, why is that?
I don't know. I watched the Walking Dead trailer, but that's it. I have not, like, nothing else has really gripped me. I don't know why. I'm so busy right now.
Nothing. The Justice League trailer.
I don't care about the Justice League. I'm so out. I just don't care. If it might be good, but I don't care. I'll see it eventually. Doesn't really bother me if I never see it at all. I don't know. DC has done nothing for me. So I got no reason to be excited up to this point, but I haven't seen. To be fair, I haven't seen.
You didn't like Wonder Woman?
I didn't see it. I don't go to theaters, man. I don't go. I can't. What do you want me to do? Go sit in the theater for 2.5 hours and fucking be in pain? Screw that. I'll see it when I'm able to. When it gets released.
Oh, I almost blanked out the fact that you have a back injury.
Yeah, nerve damage, man. It's worse than just a back injury, but it is what it is. It's not a big deal. I'll be all right.
My mother has the same thing, I think. That's why she can't go on flights and shit like that.
Yeah, it makes life difficult.
Yeah. Well, serves her right.
But yeah, I just nothing about it. I've been so busy. I'm creating all kinds of new stuff. I'm doing all kinds of new things. So I've been so busy to where I can't even go search out anything about Comic-Con, which is rare for me. It really is. It's I really haven't seen much about it. And no, you know the funny thing is, I'm in a nerd environment. Like, all my fans are nerdy. Not one of them has said, "Hey Dave, have you seen what's?" You're the first You're the first person who's even brought up Comic-Con to me. You're the first, and you're going through all kinds of shit, it sounds like, and you still brought up Comic-Con to me. Fuck everybody else who hasn't brought up Comic-Con to me. You're failing at life. I'm taking your nerd cards. Bring them there. Send them to me. Send them to the 316 lane. Go fuck yourself Avenue. That's where you need to send it. Oh, Jesus. My God. But I hear the pain in your voice, and I don't like it. It's you sound so different. I don't want you to air any of your stuff, but let me ask you this simple question, and if you can answer that, that would be great. Are you okay?
Sorry, you cut out for a second.
Can you hear me?
Couldn't hear you. Oh yeah, I can hear you now.
The one simple question. I won't push any farther than this. Are you okay?
Okay. No. that's about it. Like, that's me being honest. That's all I can say right now. Is no, I'm not okay.
Is there a reasonable solution to your problem that is quick? Anywhere near quick?
Nothing. Absolutely nothing. Anything I just come up with just shut down, or there's a wall or something like that I can't get through. It's just torture at this point.
I'm sorry, bud. I'm sorry. I really am. It's never good to hear something like that. Stay strong. Stay convicted. You're going to be okay. I'm going to get through it. Talk to me whenever you need to. All right? You hit me up. Don't be a stranger.
All right. Thanks, Dave.
All right, bud. Yeah. I'm going to get you out of here. Not because you know, it's a show and I gotta end it and all that stuff. So I love you to death, man. And talk to me soon, okay?
I love you too, Dave.
All right, man.
Thank you for having me on the show.
No problem, man. No problem at all. Take it easy, buddy.
Bye.
Super Tobes, everybody. Super Tobes. Man, goddamn, I hate not being able to fix somebody's problems. I know it's impossible. Most of the time, you'll kill yourself trying to think of things like that. Like, how can I fit? Yeah, but life is difficult. The important thing to remember is no matter what's going on in your life, you just got to keep going. You can't stop. You got to try to keep figuring out ways, especially when you're in a really difficult situation like a guy like Super Tobes is in. Keep looking. Don't stop. Maybe it's an easy solution that is a little bit more obscure than you thought it was originally. And sometimes you just got to take a balls to the wall, no coming back from it type of risk. Point is, it's only when you accept your lot in life is when you've really, really hit a wall. I know that's pretty hippy dippy and kind of a what's the word I'm looking for? Cliched way of looking at depression and difficult times, but it might be the most helpful. When you give in to something, it's the only time it really defeats you. When you quit, it's the only time. On that note, really not much more to say after that. Hearing my friend in pain is one of the hardest things that I can do, and I really don't have a need to talk anymore after that. But I hope you guys enjoyed the show tonight. Hopefully you guys are going through some good stuff in your lives and appreciating it, because you never know when shit's going to go badly. So we've had a good show. We've talked about a lot of things, and I hope everybody has really enjoyed it tonight. Thank you so much for being here. Thank you for the donation. I appreciate that. I think we got a donation tonight. Thank you very much. Very kind. And we will see you next time right here on Dead on Dave Production. We'll be back at it tomorrow for some sweet, sweet Pokemon action. And maybe tomorrow night, depending on what's going on, I'll be able to hook up with some wrestling talk and we'll compare Raw to SmackDown. Maybe not. We'll see you next time right here on Dead on Dave Productions. Keep it copious, folks. And remember, as always, if you don't have talent, have talented friends like Matt Manetric, Ace Trainer Liam, Jeff the Huff Huffman, Real Talk the Metaphor Messiah, the Queen, the Goddess, Casey, Jade Rabbit, Santa Claus, Aunt Jemima, and Wu-Tang. I don't know. Fucking Wu-Tang ain't nothing to fuck with. We'll see you next time. Keep it copious. Peace.
Here's your